Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of my GTA Online Diamond Casino Heist Mastery Guide. Today we're going to go over the crew members and the decisions you should make regarding the crew members, as well as the general prep missions that are able to be done for every single heist, no matter what approach you do. So for crew members, you have three categories. You have the gunman, the driver, and the hacker. And in each category, there are 5 people you can choose from. From my experience, the gunman and the driver don't matter even in the slightest. Choosing the cheapest option or the most expensive option in either of those categories makes hardly any difference for what your strategy is going to be. My optimal strategy is to just go with the 5% cut choices on the gunman and driver, unless you want a vehicle trade price, then you're going to have to go with whichever driver will source the vehicle that you want the trade price for. There is a secret gunman by the name of Patrick McCreary that you can unlock. To do so, you have to find a police van transporting him in free roam. His spawn location is random, but a good way to find him is to just listen for sirens when you do not have cops, and 9 times out of 10 it's going to be the police van with him in the back of it. You'll most likely just find him by playing through the different casino heist setup missions. This is exactly what happened to me. Wait, I hear Packy. Even though I have Packy unlocked though, my strategy doesn't change. I still recommend going with the cheapest options. The hacker is where you really want to spend your money because the hacker determines how long you will have in the vault before the alarm goes off. In other words, how long you have to grab the loot while remaining completely stealthy, because once the alarm goes off, you're getting gassed and you'll have to gun your way out from there. Now, the 2 hackers that you need to unlock to get the most out of this heist are Paige and Avi Schwartzman. Paige can be unlocked by setting up the Terabyte, which requires spending a good amount of cash to purchase that. And then to unlock Avi, you need to destroy all 50 jammers out in the world. I will leave a link in the description of a video showcasing all 50 of the locations, so you can easily unlock him if you haven't already. Avi is going to be the best hacker though. On the screen right now, you're going to see the time each hacker is capable of giving you in the vault, along with some of their other stats. Now, the reason there are 2 different times for each hacker is because if you set off the alarm before getting into the vault, then your total time that you are allowed in the vault will decrease dramatically no matter what. And for the aggressive approach, the alerted time will always be the amount of time you get in the vault with that specific hacker. But the hacker you choose is really going to depend on what your vault contents are, because each of the contents have different stats as to how quickly you can grab them. The cash is by far the longest to grab. In the last part, you guys may have remembered that I recommended that you do not do the heist if cash is your vault content, because not only does it pay the least, it also takes the longest to grab, meaning you need at least 3 players with a really good hacker if you want to grab the full take here. Gold is kind of the same way. As a 2-man team, you'll be able to grab everything except for one of the trolleys, at least most of the time. If you happen to get just the right gold setup in the vault where A, B, and C are all out in the open and there's not that many hacks you have to do, then you'll be able to get all the gold with 2 players, but in all the times I've done the gold heists in the Diamond Casino Heist, I haven't gotten that setup, so I would not rely on that. Artwork is going to be the only content that can be completely taken with 2 all the time. And here's where the decision comes in. Let's just pretend we were doing an artwork heist. Do you want to choose Avi so that you have the time in the vault after all the paintings are taken to drill into the deposit boxes for a little more profit? Or maybe you want to pick a less viable hacker that still gives you enough time to grab all the paintings, but the money that you'd be making from the deposit boxes is instead made by the smaller cut that the worst hacker takes. It's all going to depend on how your crew's skill level is and your efficiency. Now that you have your crew chosen, let's get into the universal setup missions that you'll have to complete across all 3 of the heist approaches. These are the ones located in the center and the bottom of your heist board. First up, we have unmarked weapons. Now, I have seen 3 different variations of this mission. One of the variations requires you to steal a Tula and fly it to an airfield. Another one has you going around the map blowing up doors off of noose vans until you find the right one. And the easiest one has you breaking into a clubhouse and stealing 2 cases of weapons. Any of these can be done solo, but it is going to be easier if you do it with at least one other person, especially for the ones with the weapon cases, because you can only carry 1 at a time. The next one is getaway vehicles. Now, this one is going to depend on what type of vehicle you choose as your getaway vehicle. The first time I did the heist, I chose the Zaba as the getaway vehicle, and I had to steal it from Merryweather, which resulted in me getting spawn trapped over and over again as I tried to complete it solo. Not very fun, but a more casual vehicle such as the Sentinel Classic, which by the way, is the best low tier getaway vehicle, will have a much easier mission for you to complete. There's quite a few different missions you can get though. There's one where you have to pretend to be a valet and then just take the 2 cars as the people come up to give them to you. That one's the easiest one by far. There's one where you have to steal them out of like a police impound garage. There's one where you have to interrupt a race. This one's kind of a pain if you don't shoot them before the race starts. And then of course there's the one where they make you drive 7 miles all the way up to Paleto Bay to steal them from there. Again, having 2 players will make this much easier for you because you won't have to take 2 trips there and back. And if you choose a bike as your getaway vehicle, it's going to take you 4 trips and back because there's going to be 4 bikes that you have to steal. So I don't recommend using a bike. For the hacking device mission, I actually recommend doing this solo because if other players are in your organization, the game will require everyone to put on the security passes to complete the mission. And it's just really annoying to have to wait around for other people. Plus, it's not even that hard of a mission regardless, so you're never going to need 4 players to do this. You're either going to have to infiltrate the new server farm or the FIB building and steal the briefcase after locating it with the Trackify app. And then after that, you just have to lose the cops. It's very easy, not hard at all to complete, especially if you have the Oppressor Mark II. The last general setup that is required to start the heist is vault keycards. This one can be a pain if you actually do what the game tells you to do. If you get the mission where you have to just take out 2 people and take their keycards, then congratulations, you got the easy mission. But more often than not, you're going to get the one that tells you to steal the prison bus and drive all the way to the prison and then pretend to be prison guards. You don't need to do that. All you have to do is grab a weaponized vehicle, preferably the Oppressor Mark II, head over to the prison, lock onto the snipers in the guard towers with your rockets and take them out first because they're actually deadly to you, and then take out the guy carrying the keycards, loot the keycards off of his body, and then get out of the area and lose the cops. It's much easier doing it this way than stealing the prison bus, and it's going to save you a ton of time. Now after you complete this one, you probably aren't going to want to stop there, especially if you are somewhat new to doing this heist. Completing the rest of the general setups here aren't required, but if you do complete them, they give you some advantages in the heist. For example, patrol routes will show you the location of all of the guards on the minimap during the finale. This is very helpful until you've done it so many times that you've memorized their routes, and that only comes with time, so for the first few times you do the heist, you're going to want to get this one done. The good news is it's very easy. All you have to do is go to a parking lot and then find the car with the right license plate. Here's a big hint. It's always going to be a Felon GT from my experience, so you can just check every one of those cars in the lots and you're going to find it very easily. You will have to take out the guys there most likely unless you do it stealthily, but if you have the stone hatchet, you can just go crazy and have some fun with its ability and take them out with ease. And then it's as simple as taking a picture, setting it to Lester, and going on your way. Dug-in shipments is another one that isn't required once you get the heist down to a T, unless you are doing the aggressive approach. If you are doing the aggressive approach, absolutely do this mission. It's kind of like a Headhunter 2.0. There are a total of 10 targets. Some are in helicopters, some are on the ground in vehicles, and some are on the water in boats. If you really want to do this solo, you're going to have to use a jet. An Oppressor Mark II is not going to be quick enough to take all of them out in the time limit. And from what I've seen, there are 3 stages of the Armored Guard. The first stage is if you don't do dug-in shipments at all and you choose to do the finale of the heist. The security guards are going to look something like what you're seeing on the screen right now. They're going to have heavy body armor on, they're going to have bulletproof helmets which take a legitimate clip of ammunition straight to the face. They're really bulletproof. And by the way, the armor-piercing rounds that the top gunman gives you does not even go through this. It's still going to take you like a half a clip with the armor-piercing rounds. And then you probably noticed they have assault shotguns or they have special carbine Mark IIs, so you're going to get shredded if you try to engage in a gunfight against this. The next stage of guards is if you do dug-in shipments, but you don't destroy all of the dug-in shipments in the time limit. Then the guards are going to look something like this. They're going to have a little bit weaker body armor. They're not going to have the bulletproof helmets on that they had before. And their guns are going to be a little bit weaker. They're going to have like SMGs, combat PDWs, stuff like that, instead of assault shotguns. And then the weakest stage of the security guard is if you, of course, destroy all of the dug-in shipments. They're going to look like this. No body armor, no protection whatsoever. And they're going to have puny little micro SMGs for the most part to kill you with. When we get to the silent and sneaky approach and the big con approaches of the mastery guide, I will be showing how to complete the heist with or without doing dug-in shipments. There's only a few minor differences that you have to take into account in your strategy if you don't do dog and shipments, so I'm going to teach you both of them. Now, security intel is a unique one. If you don't complete this one, the locations of the security cameras will not show up until you are very close to them. This is kind of a big deal if you are just starting out. The thing is, in order to unlock this mission, you have to have completed the casino storyline missions from the last update, because it requires hooking up with Vincent again. So you'll need to own a casino penthouse for that. The mission itself is really easy though, you just have to retrieve the Gauntlet Hellfire and return it to him. It's pretty simple. Another good thing about this one is that once you complete it once, you don't ever have to do it again. It's just a one-time thing and you're good to go for all the remaining heists that you ever want to do. Power Drills is the second to last optional setup on the list. Again, a really easy mission, very solo friendly as well. You'll either have to go to a construction site and collect 2 drills, except unlike the other setup missions, you only have to make 1 stop because you can carry 2 drills by yourself. Imagine that. Or you have to collect the van that sometimes spawns across the map, but you can just blow up the van and collect the 2 power drills like the other mission and fly back with your Oppressor Mark II. It's way faster to do it that way compared to driving a really slow van all the way back. And this setup mission, of course, allows you to drill into the safety deposit boxes inside of the casino vault. And that leads us to the final universal setup mission, security passes. To me, this one is not optional. I highly recommend doing this one even if you are really good at the heist, because if you don't, then you're going to have to do the keypad hack, which is a huge pain and just a giant waste of time. There are so many doors that you would have to hack through that it would just be way more time efficient to just do the extremely easy security pass mission to begin with. Now, you want to make sure you get to level 2 security passes though. It's the one with the valet and the dealer in the picture, not the maid. The level 1 security pass will only get you through a limited number of doors. And yeah, you want to avoid the keypad hack at all costs to avoid the headache of trying to do that. And the missions aren't even difficult. You'll either have to go to some party where the person will be laying on the ground out of it, and then you'll have to find it somewhere around there, or you'll have to go steal one off of the valet at the morgue. Both don't take any longer than like 10 minutes to complete, which is probably how long it would take you to complete like 2 of the hacks in the mission anyways, so you're saving time still. Before I end the video, I'm going to show you guys 2 ways that make the missions where you get cops much easier. Option 1 is to just switch your mask or your glasses when the cops aren't able to see you. This will decrease your amount of stars by 1, so if you had a 3-star wanted level, you'd go down to a 2-star. And the second option is kind of an exploit, but if you have a heist from Lester, you can accept the invite in the middle of the mission and completely get rid of the cops right there instantly. And the moment you complete the mission, it will teleport you to your apartment where the heist is at. You have to kind of be careful with this one though. Sometimes if you're on a mission where you have to drive something into the garage as part of the mission, it will glitch out and you will get stuck in a long loading screen. So I just prefer to do it on the ones like the keycard missions where you don't have to go directly back to the arcade right away. But there you have it. Those are all of the universal or general setup missions of the Diamond Casino Heist and my preferred ways to complete them. In the next part, I will be going in depth on the hacking minigames and the drilling minigames. A lot of you guys on my streams have commented that I'm really fast at hacking, so I'm going to show you guys some tips for that and how to get better at it. If you guys enjoyed the video or found it helpful, feel free to leave a like as well as subscribe to my channel for more guide and PvP related content. And as always, thanks for watching and have a great day.